Buckle up, sports fanatics. This is the Sports Chasers Podcast, your HQ for in-depth sports talk. Join host Kevin L. Warren and crew as they dissect the hottest stories, ignite debates, and bring you closer to the action. From locker room whispers to expert takes, we cover it all. It's game time, so strap in and grab a drink. The Sports Chasers Podcast starts right now.
What up, everybody? What's going on, everybody? It's another edition of the Sports Chasers Podcast coming to you live and direct. It's Thursday night. Here, November 7th, 2024, man. A lot of things to get into with the world of sports, man. Hey, we got three of the crew members here. A couple of rest of them will be filtering here shortly, man. But let's meet the rest of the crew. Dan, what's up, brother? How are you tonight, sir? What's going on?
Doing good, bro. Good to be here. Good to see everybody. I'm sure the rest of the folks will pop up sooner or later. But yeah, we're having a good night. Let's go. Yeah.
Yes. Good night. Good night. The DA is with us for a few minutes before he goes back to Cali.
Yeah. So what's up, everyone? Let's get it in, man. Glad to be here.
Let's get it in, man. Thank you for those that are joining us on YouTube, X, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. I said X, right? Facebook and YouTube, man. Make sure you like, click, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure on the podcast side, y'all give us that 5-star review. 5-star review. Hey, we interviewed a gentleman last name is
Matt Rosetta.
Matt Rosetta, man. He owns like couple of European soccer teams across the pond, and he also owns the Brooklyn FC for the women's and the men's league. Had a great conversation with him. I won't even say interview. It was a conversation, man. Just three guys from New York talking sports, man, and talking about his entrepreneurship when it comes to owning sports teams, man. Check it out. It's on our YouTube channel, also on the podcast side. And make sure you leave some comments and support the Brooklyn FC and
Brooklyn FC.
And the league. The league also actually comes on Prime, Amazon Prime. So make sure you check them out. No, not Amazon Prime. No, it's
Peacock, man.
Peacock. Sorry, I'm giving Prime because I guess game days on tonight with Prime, man. So, hey, let's get into it. Let's get into the Sports Chasers news. Weekend review. Let me go to this article right here from the Bay News Network here in Oakland. Brett Taylor says this. This was a couple of days ago. Rooted in Oakland no more, the wandering baseball players formerly of Oakland who will play the next 3 seasons in Sacramento before a permanent move to Las Vegas are now cityless as far as their name isn't concerned. It says right here, the A's officially are no longer the Oakland A's. They say they are simply the Athletics. But in fact, they are now the Sacramento A's. They just seem too embarrassed to call themselves that. They should be Sacramento proud. Very odd. And then they gave a media advisory of what they should be called. I don't understand that either of why they're just going to be called the Athletics and they're playing in Sacramento. I'll pass it to D. I know how he feels about these franchises moving and all that stuff. Go ahead.
It's stupid. Who cares what they call you, man? Win. They'll call you whatever they, just win. Right? Because it's the same players, so it doesn't really matter. So, and a number of you guys that are on the team today won't make it to Vegas anyway. So, that's just how things go.
Yeah, especially if it's three
seasons, probably
3 seasons down. So, Dan, your thoughts on this very article?
Oh, same thing, man. Like the guys on the team are not going to be the same ones that make it to Vegas. Right. It is what it is. But, call them what you want. It doesn't matter.
Win.
I'd rather call you winners. That's all.
Because you could say they're, Sacramento. You can say they're Vegas. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Still the same team that's going to move to Vegas in a couple years.
Okay. Cool. We got an actual live report from Halton Arena and at UNC Charlotte. D-Dubs is there. He's reporting that UNC Charlotte is playing Wake Forest. It's 29-29, the start of the second half. Shout out to D-Dubs. He's out there. Shout out to Mike Bristol. Shout out to all those that's on Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube. Thank you, man. Make sure you keep those comments flowing. And you really want to show us some love, hit us up with a super chat, man. Let me move along, man. And when I heard this story the other day, man, I was like, ain't no lie in it. From CBS Sports, from Dan Perry, he says this: the Los Angeles Dodgers, recently prevailed over the New York Yankees in the 2024 World Series. While the games are the most part hotly contested, the Dodgers needed just 5 games to secure the belt and the title. In that fifth deciding game, repeated defensive miscues by the Yankees played a central role in their defeat. That brings us to veteran reliever Joe Kelly, who was indeed employed by the Dodgers during the 2024 season. Kelly, in a recent episode of his podcast, reflected upon the recently completed World Series in which he did not participate. He did so in inspiring terms which may reflect his generally held beliefs about the Yankees, or may have been spoken in interest of players, the provocateur. Maybe it's some of both. In any event, here's some of what Kelly said about the vanquished Yankees. He says this: it was a mismatch that from the get-go. If we had a playoff re-ranking, they might be ranked 8th or 9th best playoff team. You're putting the Padres ahead of them. You're putting the Phillies ahead of them. You're putting the Mets ahead of them. You're putting the Braves ahead of them. The Guardians played like crap, but the Guardians played better defense and better baseball all around. It was a complete mismatch. All we knew is that we had to play regular Dodger baseball. We didn't have to do anything crazy, and we were going to win the World Series. Look at the team. Look at the talent. We go through numerous scouting reports. We pay attention to every single detail. I'll say it for the people in the back. As DA loves to say, scouting reports. We have a lot of big superstars in our clubhouse, but one superstar also cares and aren't lazy, and they play hard. That's the difference, and that's the biggest spectator. I'll pass it to DA, man.
Yeah,
He tell any lies.
Not one. I told you I had the scouting report before the first game, not before the game, but my butcher told me, "Hey, yo, D, check out the scouting report, the Dodgers before the first game," and there were no lies, and all came true. He said they were an undisciplined team. It says that. Yeah. Undisciplined. They'll swing at anything. All kinds of derogatory things that you would think that a professional team would like. Oh man, come on, you would. But it's all true. So the Yankees just say, "Oh, yep, you're right." So it's the reality is this, man. And yeah, Michael, they should have won Game 1 if not for the manager. But the reality is, and I say this, the scouting reports, they know we don't get the type of players, or we don't raise the type of players to do the things that they needed to do. Run out balls, play solid defense, run up the count on pitchers. Just didn't do it. And those aren't things that you just do. Those are the way you learn how to play baseball. So that's just that. And, we took an L. We probably won't get back for a while. So
D-Dubs said it, I think last week. He said, I don't even know how the Yankees got here, man, to be honest.
And the good beginning of the season. They started off hot.
Yeah.
But they didn't have a great second half of the season.
No.
They just had such a big, lead that they made it to barely making, the wild card,
and Baltimore
division. So
and Baltimore had even a worse time. I mean, they made the playoffs also, but they wasn't. How can I say they wasn't good either. So shout out to Debbie, to D, to Mike. Shout out to them. Dan, your thoughts on what Joe Kelly? Dan been trolling us since the Yankees lost, but that's fine. I'll take it.
Hey, yo, bro, it is what it is. Like that. Like you finally got Judge hitting, and then he shit the bed in the outfield. And that fifth inning was the entire season in a microcosm. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it is what it is. The Dodgers were way better than the Yankees, and it showed. Like if even if they lose game 5, they're going back to Dodgerville,
To lose.
and they're going to win. So, what I want to do is give kudos to, what's his name, Freddie Freeman.
Yeah, boy.
He had a rib injury, and he stayed in there and made crucial hits and crucial plays. So, shout out to him. And the best part about this is, if his agent wasn't such an asshole,
he'd be in Atlanta.
He'd still be in Atlanta.
I told somebody that the other day. I said, no, Freddie didn't really want to leave.
He didn't. So for that, it's one of those things where you say, God has a plan, whatever, things work out. And guess what? He's a World Series champion again. So, it is what it is.
We'll take it, though. It's all good.
We'll take it. Let me move on to the next one. This one should be good for the DA. I'm glad I got him on this one, man. This is from actually the Carolina Panthers, and this comes from Tim Weaver. Panthers great. Greg Olsen breaks down the NFL quarterback development program. Hey, Greg Olsen, man, I think he's a great commentator. I think he's still the number one, number two guy, but you got the great Brady. He's still there. So let me read this article real quick. At least Carolina Panthers are not alone when it comes to failing their development young potential franchise quarterbacks. Around the league, we have witnessed a trend of teams benching young starters the moment they run into trouble. Bryce Young and Anthony Richardson are just a couple of recent examples of teams giving up their growing quarterbacks far too early. One ESPN analyst recently made a list of young NFL quarterbacks who have been benched and went viral. Here's a rundown of quarterbacks that have gotten the hook the last couple of seasons despite having a bunch of them. So he names Anthony Richardson, Bryce Young, Trey Lance, Justin Fields, Will Levis, Zach Wilson, Mac Jones, Kenny Pickett. So what's the deal? Let's listen to the smartest football person that we can and think of and get his take. Here's former Carolina tight end Greg Olsen. And Olsen says this. I want to get the right quote. He said, so what's the deal? Let's listen. I'm sorry. Let me go back here. Unfortunately, but I like to go away anytime soon. To get around this is a growing number of teams that have taken to the strategy of buying low on quarterbacks who have been previously been written off by the teams and hoping to cash in with some surprise improvement. In this mode, the Seattle Seahawks, who have found success with Geno Smith, the same as Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Baker Mayfield, and Minnesota with Sam Darnold, just to name a few.
And Jared Goff.
So I'm sorry, I thought I had that quote there. It says there's no doubt we have a quarterback problem in the NFL. Are more quarterbacks today being set up to fail? Greg Olsen breaks down the development, and I can't play this on here.
There is no doubt we have a.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not able to play. I'll find a quote, but DA was listening to it. Me and him was listening to it. Your thoughts on Greg Olsen as I tried to find what he exactly said.
He's right. It's a coaching thing. Right? They don't develop players. They play them too early. Then they get them there and don't develop them when they're there. They don't have a system that works around the quarterback that they have. You want to cookie cut these guys, and they're like quarterbacks of yesteryear. They're all different guys that should be in different systems doing different things, and they're not doing that. And then the actual teams themselves are really to blame because they don't pick quarterbacks that actually have a lot of college ball. Like that, they take a bunch of 7-on-7 kids. Nothing wrong with that, because I think 7-on-7 is becoming kind of what the AAU thing is, because you have guys that are throwing a lot of passes, but they're not actually playing a lot of football. Let me passes and not play football.
Let me stop you real quick. I found the quote real quick, and I'll let you jump back in. And this is what Olsen said. He said, "There's no doubt we have a quarterback problem in the NFL. I think a lot of it is man-made, Olsen said. Asking your quarterback to stand in the shotgun, catch the ball, and play and throw the ball every down is virtually impossible in today's day and age. But these guys don't learn to get under center. Me and Dan talked about that. They're never taking a under center snap in their lives. Continue on, DA. That's Greg Olsen.
So you go through the 7-on-7 thing, right? So you're not going to do it there because that's all shotgun. That's almost like two-hand touch if you guys remember playing that.
Right.
Then before that, you have your high school coaches where where you're at high school, because you're the best athlete on the field usually. They'll just put you in the shotgun. They'll give you one or two reads or a read, and if it's not good, you are a good enough athlete to where you'll score a touchdown any damn way, right? So then you get to college and no one teaches you because they, like Urban Meyer said back in the day, hey, Urban, you're going to teach Tim Tebow to play quarterback in the NFL? He said, no, it's not my job. My job is to win college championships. So these kids are left out in cold. They're never going to learn how to play on the center until they get to the NFL, by which case it's too late by then, right? So you have to be with a coach that's going to help you do that, ex-NFL quarterback that may be coaching somewhere that, can teach you how to get on the center and do some things, because then you could do play action and you could do a lot of other things. But without that happening, you're shit out of luck.
Gotcha. Dan?
Well, we've had this conversation over and over again on this podcast, and you know my feelings on this. You cannot play a rookie quarterback in the first 3 years. They have to learn the speed of the game. They have to learn the offense. They have to learn multitudes of things. But like, anytime, you bring like Richardson, you brought him in for the Colts. And he did some good things, but a lot of those things with his legs. And what happened? He got hurt because he took hits. And it's like, every time we have rookie quarterbacks come in, like Stroud was the outlier of all these quarterbacks. But where is he now? Struggling. Now they got film on him. They know what he likes to do. And now he's not as effective. Like, I don't know how many times, I picked the Texans of our pool to win, like last week against the Jets. And it's like, there's no reason why you shouldn't win. But then I look back at it and go, well, he's a rookie and he really doesn't know what's going on. They kind of got lucky. I know I'm going to piss off Texan fans everywhere, but he kind of got lucky where, they didn't know what he's doing last year, and now they figured it out, and now he's struggling. And that's the thing. Like, I will say it every day, all day long, that the rookie quarterbacks need, like Jordan Love, good example. He sat behind Rodgers for like 3 years.
Yeah, 2-3 years.
And now he has a good grasp of what's going on, the speed of the game. They may lose some games or whatever, but at least he knows what the fuck's going on. These kids now, like, let's go back to, like, I don't know, when did Eli come in the league? 2004, 3?
3 or 4.
Yeah, 2003.
So him, Rivers, and Ben were the top 3 quarterbacks that came in. And 2 of them started from the get-go. The other one came in after injuries. So here we are talking about this. And what did he do? He had the big ass Jerome Bettis, just go, yo, bro, take the ball, run for 5 yards.
Yeah.
You know, third
Do
and
it
one.
twice in the
Okay,
first half.
maybe we'll pass. But he didn't pass a ton because they had such a good team, they didn't need to.
Right.
But a lot of these teams don't have good teams.
Because they're drafting so early.
That's why they're drafting these guys so high. And it's like, okay, like, I get it. Injuries happen. Some guys go down, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But for the most part, you're putting a guy in a position to fail
Indeed.
when you start them that early and when they're young.
And
Look,
experience.
look, take a point. Baker Mayfield, right? He went to the mistake by the leg. And he struggled. And they said, you know what? He's not that good. And they moved him off.
Mm-hmm.
What's he doing for Tampa now? He looks really fucking good, doesn't he?
Took him some time to pick it up.
You know what I'm saying? That's my thing is like the league has killed so many quarterbacks because they drafted them high. They got to play and they're not ready.
Well, Dan, I can't stay too much longer, but the reality is this, fellas. They're making the quarterback the running back. Disposable. We'll just draft a few dudes at the top, and when we don't need no more, we'll get another one. Because there's another cat running around out there that's running. But like Bill Parcells says, and
you can't say that.
Well, that is what it is. But I will go back to Bill Parcells, and he's not been wrong yet. Jaden Daniels played 5 years of football in college.
Yeah.
So, he can kind of differentiate between, because people don't even know, like the hash marks on the college football field and the pro football field are different.
Yeah.
Right. But little things like that. Like they said with Caleb Williams. They say, hey, Caleb can run away from these guys in college. You can't run away from a 300-pound dude in the NFL. You want to know why? Because every NFL team is an all-star team.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's like when guys used to joke about Alabama could beat the Browns back in the days. Dudes are like the Browns would wipe. This is with Tim Couch would wipe Alabama because every player on that team.
I don't believe that because Cleveland was that bad.
No, but everybody remember Joe Thomas was there. Joe Thomas is there. Joe Thomas will probably go down as one of the best offensive tackles of all time.
Yeah, that's one guy.
The reality is that everybody on that team is an all-star.
That's one guy though, bro.
But everybody on that team is an all-star, man. Everybody that plays on the pro team, was picked. At least the first 22 were picked. They're the best, of all the D1 colleges in America. Just from a ratio perspective, those are all-stars.
Oh, but God, we're bringing Rachel in this.
So, but with that being said, though, these guys here are they don't play the 32. I think what he said, 32 games in college. Bill Parcells said. You got guys that played, a year and a half, a season and some change. Why do you think it took Darnold so long to make it there? Why he's on the second chance? Sam Darnold only played a year at USC. That's why he was no good.
But
him and Josh Rosen. Josh Rosen is a backup somewhere. Darnold is played one season. That's why. When he got to the Jets, he didn't understand what the hell he was doing.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to give these guys time to sit behind other professionals to learn the speed, learn the game, and that
learn how to be a pro.
Yeah, learn how to be a pro. Because like Darnold, the Jets gave up on him way too early. But that's because they threw him into the fire right away. And that's what a lot of these teams do. So, it's even like, look at Justin Fields.
Yeah,
he went from Chicago where he was just getting smacked around to where he has some time. Like, not to make this about the Steelers, but now when he got in, he played good. He was able to manage the game and be able to be positive on most plays. So, at the end of the day, when you rush these quarterbacks in, you're setting yourself up for failure. Like Bo Nix is doing great this year, but now teams are gonna have film on him next year. So,
but
how do you think he's going to do next year?
He's going to come back. He's going to come back to the mean. But
he's going to back up to where rookies are.
Yeah, I mean, but Bo did play. Another dude played 4 or 5 years in college, so at least he has more experience.
He probably played 6 years.
Kids. Yeah, I think somewhere around there. I think it's 4 or 5 years he played. Because he played at Auburn for 3, and it's funny. I remember his first game. He got beat by Oregon like 50-something to 3. And then by the time he was leaving, I think he beat Auburn like 50-something to 3 when he came from, when he was at Oregon, because he was, he played so many games, man, out there. Cool. So, but like I said, you're right. But Bill Parcells was not wrong. That's all I tell dudes, man. Y'all gotta understand, man. This cat told y'all, man. You gotta let these kids play. Don't draft a kid that hasn't played.
You got to let him sit behind the guy. Even if you bring, like, Bryce Young, when he came in, they should have brought in Dalton the first year, let Dalton play, and let him find out what the league's about, how it works, all that good stuff, and let him play after that.
But they did about a dysfunctional team. So
yeah, but we're talking about, how you be successful on offense with your quarterback. Like he came in.
Agreed.
And, he was getting smashed 24/7. Like as soon as he said hut, somebody was on him. But that's the thing is you can't do that to a rookie. Like if you had Dalton there, and he's playing, he can be like, all right, let's shift the line this way, blah, blah, blah. So I'm not getting killed every time.
They can get shell shocked. They get PTSD.
And that's the way he is.
They get PTSD.
And that's the thing is it's really hard to ingrain that into him. And it going on from his career. Doesn't matter where he goes. He could play for another team, but at the same time, you're looking at like this guy every time he hikes the ball, he's thinking he's getting hit. No, it's not going to work. He's not 6'5". He's not 220 pounds like some of these quarterbacks that can just push these guys off. So. What do you expect him to do? He's got happy feet. All right, Kevin, move on.
I agree. Well, no, it's your time. Ryan, what's going on, bro? How are you tonight, sir?
Hey, what's going on? What's going on, fellas?
Not much, brother.
Yo, bro, what's up?
What up?
Yeah, let's go.
What's going on?
Hey, Stephanie White's in Indiana. What are we doing? What's going on?
Yeah, no, you called it, man. You called it. She had that out clause in her in her contract. Connecticut did right by her. They did right by her. She's from Indiana. All her roots are there, so I'm happy for her. Happy for her.
It's one of those things where it's like we still have her on contract, but she doesn't want to be here. And like one of the things that I watched was Connecticut wasn't somebody that's going to be there year round, be in the community and build the team, right?
Yeah.
And her family's in Indiana. and I guess the prior years it was one of those things where she's like, "Look, I can't be here. I want to see my family. I spent 6 months here. I want to see my family." So they both decided mutually. It's like she didn't get fired.
No, it was just it was yeah. No, it wasn't.
You know what I
No,
mean? It was like
she definitely didn't get fired. No.
yeah, it was just like, hey, you're a goat. We get it. We're gonna let you go. No compensation. But that was kind of the thing with Connecticut. It was like,
No,
where she's
Connecticut,
going.
Connecticut definitely did it right by because they could have easily been petty, be like, nah, we want some compensation and this and that. But did right by her. She did a great job in Connecticut. The team loved it. The team loved her. I mean, if the job didn't open up, she'll still be in Connecticut right now. If the Indiana job didn't open up, that was just her. Like you said, that was her going home. So
Yeah.
So
yeah, it was one of those things where it's like opportunity. Like, I obviously Indiana said like, "Hey, we get rid of sides, we can get her." I get that, but at the same time, it was like your family's here. This is where you want to be. We have the end to get you here, so kudos to them. And like, I like her as a coach, and I think
she's awesome. She's good.
Yeah, I think that she's going to get these, young kids that actually play defense. And next year, who knows where this team's going to go? Because I think they're going to be way better than they were last year, because the defense will lead to offense.
Well, and also too, she's going to have to figure out how to put Nalissa Smith in a position to succeed, because Nalissa Smith can hoop. Because Nalissa Smith under the other coach getting 4 minutes and getting benched and is ridiculous because she's awesome.
All right. We're gonna have this out now.
Yeah.
So the reason why
hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second, Dan. If you didn't know, we're into the NBA and WNBA segment. Go ahead, Dan.
Okay. So if you didn't know, the entire reason why Smith didn't play the second game of the semifinals or whatever it was is because of who she's dating, and she didn't compete.
Stop it! No, come on, man, stop it!
No,
stop!
Bro,
Come on, man. What are we doing here? Who she's dating? Come on, man! Stop, man.
Can I finish?
I'm not even gonna. No, you can't finish with that crap. That's no. What do you mean? Because who she's dating? What is that? What's that got to do with it?
Take your rose glasses off and let me finish. Because
I mean, if that's not a hot take, I don't know what is. Because who she's dating?
We're doing what is real, and that is why. Okay, so when the end of the season happened, she took all her shit off the Fever, right, Smith, and then as soon as Chrissy Sides got fired, all her shit came back on her social media that she was a Fever player.
Real quick, Dan. You realize Nalissa Smith was getting benched way before the playoffs, right? She was seeing like she was seeing like 10 minutes a game. It wasn't just the playoffs. It was what?
She didn't fit.
Of course she fits, man. Dude, what do you mean she didn't fit?
Okay, how many layups did she miss?
She's the one who doesn't miss the layup. She's the one that's athletic. She's the one who's 6'3", who can finish.
Okay, so
like I don't know if you know her. I don't know if you know her game or not.
In the Connecticut series, why did she not compete in the Connecticut series?
Why did she not compete? She didn't get any minutes. We're all saying why are you not playing Alyssa Smith?
First game she was in. What did she do? Nothing.
Nothing. All right, man. Because she's dating somebody. Man, that's a
No,
stretch, bro.
I'm saying the play on the court. She did nothing.
Okay, man.
Difference.
Okay. I don't. You haven't been watching basketball enough to tell me what the Alyssa Smith game is. I can guarantee you that. I can guarantee
I
you
don't
that.
watch basketball enough.
I can guarantee you that. Because if you think Alyssa Smith doesn't compete and is not good, you're just sadly mistaken.
She didn't.
Sadly mistaken.
She didn't in that series. And how old are you?
No. What do you mean that series, dude? She wasn't getting any playing time. It was obviously something with her and the coach. That's why after the series they were like, say, free Alyssa Smith. Everybody was saying that. Everybody on the broadcast was saying, why isn't Alyssa Smith getting any minutes? We don't know why she's being benched. We don't know that. She's not competing. What do you mean? Because she's dating somebody?
Guess what?
Come on, man. Come on, man.
With the new coach, her ass is gone.
Okay. What? I don't.
Bro, you've been watching Alyssa Smith for what? For this season?
Yeah, I've never watched basketball before. Apparently, to what you're
well, that's to sound like. For you to say that she's not competing because of who she's dating. That's the most asinine thing I've ever heard in my life.
No, I'm saying is okay, so you didn't see after the season when they redid
Bro,
the poke in the eye. So what does that tell your teammates that you're making fun of your star getting poked in the eye?
Who made fun? Alyssa Smith made fun of her for getting poked in the eye?
Yes.
Man, you're reaching, bro. You're reaching, bro.
No.
You're reaching, bro.
I actually watched the fucking video.
Bro, you're reaching, bro.
No, I'm not. I'm not reaching for anything. I actually watched the video with her and Dejanay reenacting poke in the eye in their kitchen. So maybe you need to research a little more before.
No, Dad, you need to watch some basketball, bro, and take your rose-colored glasses off because I don't understand how we even got to. She's not a competitor and she's not competing because of who she's dating.
No,
that's ridiculous.
What happened is she didn't compete in those games because of her relationship, and after the
that's what I just said. What are you talking about?
She made fun of her teammate getting poked in the eye, and like if I gotta look this shit up, I will share it on the screen. Because it absolutely fucking happened, and I absolutely fucking watched it. And
well, I mean, you can drop as much F-bombs as you want. You need to watch the game, bro. If you don't think Alyssa Smith can hoop, or it wasn't her and the coaches having problems or for whatever reason, it's crazy.
Okay, so I imagine
it's not because of who she's dating.
I imagined all this happening. Is what you're saying.
I don't think. Let me step in here real quick, as I do. I don't think you guys are going to agree on this. We must move on. Any other WNBA news, Ryan, before you go to the NBA?
WNBA is relatively quiet right now. Only thing is we have the coaching carousel. The Sky signed the assistant coach from the Aces. So 2 Aces assistants have gotten jobs. So that's awesome to see. But yeah, so it's real quiet on the WNBA side. Nothing more to say.
What you got on the NBA, man? I saw John Morant the other night. Was it last night? He went off a little bit.
Yeah.
Talk about that a little bit. I'm glad he's back.
Well, yeah, no, like John Morant is just an incredible talent. He can hoop. But the thing is with he keeps doing all this acrobatic stuff, trying to dunk on everybody. He has to learn how to protect his body. He's awesome. I love how he was competing last night. He came out and said, hey, they asked him, hey, what was that about with LeBron and stuff like that? He's like, look, I don't like him. I don't like the Lakers. They knocked us out the play. They knocked us out the playoffs, and and um and and last year when he was when he wasn't playing, they ran the score up on him or something like that, and so apparently it's a lot of bad blood there between them and the Lakers. Even going back to the Dylan Brooks days, in Memphis.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
yeah.
but no, but as far as the talent, man, John Morant's awesome. They're still dealing with a lot of injuries. Bane is out. Jackson in and out of the lineup. Marcus Smart is out. A lot of teams, who we thought were going to be, and it's still early, right? What, two weeks into the season? It's still early, but a lot of teams who we thought were like, ready to take a step, ready, start the season off good, and build off the momentum from last year. A lot of teams, whether it's injury wise, whether it's whether like for Philly, for instance, it's because of injuries why they're losing. Milwaukee, I don't know what's going on with them. It looked like the chemistry is not there. Middleton is not there. They're both 1-6.
Right.
So that's tough. Even your Knicks, it looks, they lost the last two games to Houston and Atlanta. So it just look, and Mike Mills might have been right. It looked like the chemistry is not there yet. So I got to give a shout out to Mike Mills. He kind of said, they're messing with the chemistry. And not having your bigs obviously hurts, So not having Mitch, not having Precious after you lost, you lost your other big to OKC. So and to be honest with you too, man, like Brunson looks very sluggish. He looks sluggish. He looks tired.
I agree.
Yeah, he looked like he's baiting for fouls. He's just trying to draw fouls, and they're not calling it, calling the fouls for him like they did at the end of the season in the playoffs. So he looked like they're searching a little bit. He looks very tired, man. He looks very tired to me. Cat has been putting up stats offensively, even getting a lot of rebounds. But in that Houston game, with him in the Knicks, he couldn't stop. He couldn't stop Sengun from scoring, and they were guarding him 1-on-1, and he couldn't get stops. So it's early, right? They're 4-5, but right. we all just thought that the Knicks was gonna come out steamrolling. You know what I'm saying? With the additions of Bridges and the trade with Cat and build off of their playoff run, because remember they didn't have Randall the whole playoff run. Most of the playoff run, he got hurt in the playoffs, or no, he got hurt in the regular season, not the playoffs. Yeah, so he didn't have Randall for the playoff run, and they were clicking on all cylinders until they got hurt and banged up, man. So it's a lot of teams under 500 in the East right now. I think
undefeated.
Yeah. Say it again, boss.
No, I was saying Cleveland's undefeated.
Cleveland's undefeated, playing great ball, and again, right? That's a team who didn't make any changes, brought everybody back. So they're not trying to mesh, or they're building off their chemistry, right? And they're clicking on all cylinders. Big win last night for Denver over OKC that knocked them from the ranks of the undefeated. So Denver had a big win without Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon. They're out with injury, and the Joker, man, just had an unbelievable game, man. So yeah, man. So it's early, man, but a lot of teams that we thought was going to come out firing is just not firing right now. And also too, man, Orlando started off hot and they lost Paolo. You know what I'm saying? They lost Banchero for a couple of weeks, man. So, and they've lost like 6 straight games or 5 straight games, something like that. So yeah, man. So So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens when teams get their players back. The Lakers are on a losing streak right now. JJ Redick was in the news, getting snappy with the reporters, dropping mics and walking off. I'm like, okay, all right, man. You only been coaching for 2 weeks, bro. Relax. You know what I'm saying?
Relax.
You know what I mean? So it's weird.
I see that. I don't know if you saw this. I'm just looking at it myself. It looks like the Lakers assigned Bronny James to the G League after 4 appearances in the NBA 3 hours ago. Your thoughts? What you think is going to happen? And I'll ask you another Laker question. Go ahead.
Oh, as far as with Bronny James?
Yeah, Bronny James. Yeah.
Oh no, I mean we all saw that coming. Him being in the G League. It was. Good for them, man. Good for the family. Good, good story. For them, for the league. But we know what time it is, right? So, so he needs a lot of work, man. He needs a lot of work, and he has to play. He has to get minutes, man. He has to get snaps. He has to get playing time. He has to know what he's good at. He has to hone his skills. He can't do that just by being in practice. He's gonna have to start playing. So, and, he probably could have stuck around if they were winning, right? Now that they're on this losing streak, now they're like, okay, all right, it's easy to have him there when you're winning on the big club. When you're losing, yeah.
Definitely.
So
yeah, and some of the media, I heard them talking about the Lakers bench and all that stuff, and well, this is definitely what it is. Anything else with the NBA before I move on to college a little bit?
Oh no, that's NBA. Well, we're gonna have the in-season tournament kicking off Tuesday. The games for that, I believe the Knicks open up with Philly on Tuesday. So that should be fun. So and I think that's when Embiid comes back. Embiid's gonna come back for your game, for the Knicks game on Tuesday. That opens up the in-season tournament.
Gotcha. Okay. Definitely. Let me move on here to the NCAA for college football. We got a couple games this weekend that's notable. You got Miami, they taking on Georgia Tech. Miami, they are 9-0. We'll get to see. DA was talking about Alabama, LSU. I think that's going to be the game of the weekend between Alabama's number 11. LSU is number 15. And then we got Florida. Well, no, that would have been a good game. Don't want to rub salt in your wound, Brother Ryan. Florida State against Notre Dame.
That's tough, man.
It's been a rough year.
That's tough, bro.
Man.
Man.
Go ahead, man. Just elaborate a little bit. Give me a little bit.
Well, just on the state of college football, on Florida State.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
Well, Florida State they just missed on all their transfer portal people. They, like I said, they lost their whole entire team that was there last year. All the skill position players are gone. Obviously the quarterback, but they won one game, so we don't really need to talk much about them. I saw that the rankings came out. I don't know if y'all touched on that already.
Well, you talked about that on Tuesday night, so yeah.
Oh, Tuesday night. Okay, yeah, but yeah, man, like. As far as like the Canes go, like I support a lot of the Florida teams and things of that nature. But the Canes, man, it's as if they play like, hey, we have Cam Ward and you don't. So no matter what our defense gives up, we know we have him. But they can't keep playing like that. At some point, they're gonna have to especially against the upper echelon teams that they're really trying to be a title contender, which I think they are. I think they are, because of their offense. I know they lead college football in scoring and an offense. They're number one in offense and scoring. So, but their defense is actually good. They just give up big plays. It's like, yeah, they'll get a 3-and-out, they'll get a stop, and then it'll be 3rd and 20, and they'll give up a 50-yard bomb touchdown. You know what I'm saying? It's weird, man. It's weird, but well, yeah. I mean, Oregon, looks like right now they should be number one.
Ohio State is 2. You got
Ohio State's 2.
Waiting for the playoff ranking. Ohio State is 2, Georgia's 3, Miami's 4, Texas is 5, Penn State is 6, Tennessee is 7, Indiana is 8, number 9 is BYU, 10 is Notre Dame, 11 is Alabama, 12 is Boise State. So that rounds off the playoff ranking.
And even though BYU is ranked number 9 in the AP poll, they're number 4 in the playoff system because of the conference, because they get buys. So they're ranked number 9 in the AP poll, but they would have the fourth seed and a bye.
Yeah.
In the playoff system. So that's interesting to watch. I was shocked, and I know DA talks about the SEC, and rightfully so. They're always have the most NFL talent. They do, and the deepest teams. And Alabama, I thought, had a chance of not making the 12. I think they're 11.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, and they have 2 losses. I believe they play LSU.
Yeah,
this Saturday, right?
Yeah, I just read off that game. Yeah, that game is I think is in LSU. Yeah, that's a big game. Alabama versus LSU, 7:30 on ABC. So
nice, and that can very well be the elimination game, because they both have 2 losses, right? So whoever loses is going to have 3 losses.
So we thought about you the other night when we was talking about the when we talked the rankings, and Pitt got smashed by SMU, and I said, well, that eliminates all that talk about tiebreakers and all that, because got rid of Pitt. So we'll definitely see, man, what's going on.
Bro. So
should be interesting this week with the college football, the NFL tonight. You got the Bengals and the what I want to say, the Ravens playing on tonight, man. And trying to pick here the NFL games here tonight. Should be interesting. Who you got tonight for as far as the Bengals and as they play tonight, and the Ravens? Who'd you pick? I think
I don't know. Is our picks is not closed yet? Is it closed?
I think it's closed.
Because I took the lead. I don't know if y'all know that. I took the lead now.
Yeah, that you did, sir. That you did.
I took the lead. Dan had like a 3-game lead, and I passed them up. Dan probably mad at me right now. Sorry, Dan, but I ain't mean to get all hype and yell at you. You know I'm a yeller. But I'm going Baltimore. Baltimore is at home. Baltimore's defense is better than Cincinnati's defense, and and there's no T. Higgins. I'll go Baltimore.
Yeah, I'm doing the same. Then you got the European game that's playing in Germany. You got the Giants and Panthers. Who cares? I'm a Giant fan. I don't care. I think the Giants will win, but nobody cares. Bears and Patriots, Bills and Colts, Vikings and Jaguars. Vikings should beat down Broncos and Chiefs. Broncos I think that's an interesting game because Bo Nix is playing. He's playing good, and the Chiefs, but you can't go against Patrick Mahomes. You look at what happened Monday. I'm good, man. So I think the Chiefs got this one. The Saints, they're reeling against the Falcons. Hey, let me real quick, as I thought about it, as I got on my New Orleans Saints hat, and I was in New Orleans this past week. Yo, what's up with Zion Williamson, Ryan? That's what I wanted to ask you. I'm doubling back to the NBA. What is going on with him?
With Zion, and well, at least he's playing. I'll give him credit for that.
Yes,
at least he's playing. Because I know he was a game time decision, and he stuck it out. But they kind of need him to, right? Because they have so many injuries, man. CJ McCollum's out. Herb Jones is out. They have a lot of injuries, man. So you know, he's got to add. He's got to add to his game.
Yeah,
What this is what is what, it's fifth season?
I think it's fifth season. That's correct. Fifth season. I heard today. Yeah.
Yeah, he's you know, and again, he has to add to his game. Everything can't be just a power move every time or something explosive. You got to
Right.
have some touch. You have to have some, you know, I believe DA always says this. You only have so many jumps, right? In your knees or whatever. I mean, everything can't be explosion. You got to learn how to manipulate the game and, and you know, and just think the game. You know what I
Right.
mean? Not just play off your athleticism and developing a better jump shot, a better mid range, a better post game. And I'm not saying he's not doing it, but we just haven't seen him take that leap yet, right? We
Mhm.
haven't seen him take that step as being, you know, all NBA first team, second team, third team, being in a MVP race. We thought this was going to be him by now, as being one of the
Yeah.
faces of the league. You know what I'm saying? And from what they say, that he didn't lose some weight. You know what I mean? He came in shape. And so it's you know and again, it looks bad because they're losing because of the injuries, and but I would hopefully we can see a more dominant,
Right.
more consistent,
Yeah.
Zion. And when I say dominant, man, not just the power game, right? Because for as good as Charles Barkley was, and that's the comp, right? A little bit, right? When they're
Right.
undersized power forwards who's kind of beefy but was very athletic, because Chuck was very athletic. Barkley's very
Yes.
athletic, but Barkley had touch, man. Barkley know how to finesse you. You know what I'm saying? Later in his career, and this being your fifth season, we should have seen some of that by now, and we just haven't. And maybe that's because he's always missing time, right? He's always hurt. So,
Right.
and then when you're in the heat of the game and you're battling, you're gonna play to your strengths, right? And that's him being explosive and things of that nature. So, but when he plays, when he plays, man, he looks the part. He just has to add to the game, add to his game. That's why that would be my critique of him. But at least he's out there playing. That
Yeah.
at least he's available, and I'll give him credit for that.
You know how I feel about being available. But
Right.
the 49ers and the Buccaneers. That's the 49ers are 4-4. The Bucks are 4-5. We got the Steelers and Commanders. I think that's the best game. No, I take that back. The second best game.
That's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, that's the second best game of the.
I was torn with those two with that game, man. I didn't know who to pick.
Who you got? I'm going to pick the Commanders. I think the Commanders are gonna squeak this one. This game is in Washington. Commanders are playing on the high. Steelers are doing the same thing. I think this might be 21-17 Washington over this. What do you think?
I'm not sure yet, man. I'm not sure, man. I think I'm leaning Pittsburgh, to be honest with you.
Okay, why are you going with Pittsburgh?
I really believe I think that Russ has just settled them down. I think now they have an identity in a sense. And their defense is always gonna slow the game down. Their defense is always gonna give them a chance to win. And if they can get anything, and they just made a trade. They got big Mike Williams, right? Yep, they traded for Mike Williams. So now if Mike Williams can stay healthy, he's always hurt. And Mike Williams can give him a down the field big target, red zone target. And then one thing about Russell Wilson, that was a great deep ball. He'll give you a chance. He'll put it in there. He'll take chances. So man, I want to pick Pittsburgh, man, but I'm not sure yet.
Okay. You still got a day or two to pick your Sunday
Yeah.
games. Your Titans are playing the Chargers. That game's in LA. The Jets are playing the Cardinals. The Eagles are playing the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are giving up. And I think the best game of the night is the Lions versus the Texans. That's on Sunday night. I think that's going to be a very good game. And, man, I'm picking the Lions, man. The Lions, like I said, they went to Green Bay. I thought that, when their game was playing in a bunch of rain and stuff like that, and they were saying that, the Lions are a dome team. They don't play well. Well, I couldn't tell because the Lions pretty much smushed them in the face. Green Bay in the face, and that game was over.
Yeah.
It looked closer than what it was before. Go ahead.
Yeah, and not only that, what made it even more impressive is that it was in the elements, right? The rain was sideways. They're a dome team, but they played a physical brand of football, right? Because they run the ball. They'll do trick plays here and there, man, but they're a physical team, man. They're a physical team. I saw a stat where Goff has thrown the ball to the wide receiver, to Amon St. Brown, like 30 straight times without an incompletion. Something crazy like that. Yeah, it's let that sink in, right? It's crazy, man. So whenever you have a target like that who's always open, and they scheme so good, man. Like, I'm like, damn, what a player. You know what I'm saying? Even their run schemes are good, and it's hard to get a read on them, right? Because they have Gibbs, who's lightning quick. Then they'll come in with Montgomery. He's gonna, beat you in between the tackles, and you know what I mean. And not only that, their tight end Laporta's having a down season. He's not even balling yet. He's having a down season. Everybody thought, because he had a great rookie campaign. Everybody thought he was gonna be, put up all kind of numbers, but he's been, sort of disappointing. But yeah, they're awesome, man. They're yeah, they look like the class. They look like the class of the NFC for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I got them going to the NFC Championship against who? I don't know yet, but looks like I said, I didn't have Washington. Nobody, if anybody's saying that
nobody, yeah,
they're lying. To stop it. I heard people saying Cowboys. Right. I heard people saying the 49ers. The 49ers, they're 4-4 right now. Maybe they'll get it together. The Falcons are playing well. Kirk Cousins continues to keep.
Falcons are playing well, man. Yeah. Falcons got skill position players all throughout that roster, man.
Yes, sir.
It's just they're kind of like they're not as good as Detroit offensively, but they kind of got that same mold, right? Where they have the two running backs, one's super fast and the other one is gonna grind the yards out, and they have wide receivers that have the tight end with Pitts, London, so they have skill position that are players who are explosive. So yeah, man, the Falcons are looking good. I like what Detroit did. Go ahead and getting the some help on the D line.
We talked about that.
So yeah, that was a good move for them, man. That was a good move for them. I mean, you're not gonna replace the stud that they lost, but
no.
But you needed some depth there and some help. You know what I mean? So that was good.
Yeah. So
yeah.
And to round it out, I'm sorry, I had it right there. The Monday night game, the Dolphins traveled to face the LA Rams, and the Dolphins should have won that game. I thought in Buffalo last week.
Absolutely, they should have. Yeah, they were controlling the game. They were controlling the game. Yeah.
And somehow Buffalo continues to make the Dolphins bend the knee, and they keep beating them. So
bend the knee.
True that, man. So that's all I got, Ryan. For this, we're gonna get on out of here, man. We're probably about 30 minutes early, man. what else did I have to go? We went over football. We went over that. There was something we'll talk about, but we need more of the guys come in so we can have a very good conversation about that.
Yeah.
Man. So
also jump on. I love my women's basketball, man. To jump on. NCAA started. All those games. College basketball started. And the number one ranked undefeated champion South Carolina, they had a little mini scare in the first game against Michigan, against like 5 guards who were freshmen. And Sword was balling, man. But they announced that Ashlyn Watkins, all the things about her were dropped. So she actually practiced. So they're gonna be getting one of their big guns back with Ashlyn Watkins, who's gonna help, because she was the one that was supposed to replace Cardosa in the middle, replace Camilla. And she's super athletic. She can dunk, do all that stuff. Great shot blocker. So South Carolina is getting back Ashlyn Watkins. I don't know if she's gonna play on Sunday, because I think they played North Carolina State, I believe. Yeah, so that's number 1 versus number 9. So that's gonna be a good one on Sunday at 3.
Y'all check it out. Sunday at 3. I think D-Dubs, he's at a college women's basketball game. He said D-Dubs at Wake Forest against Charlotte. I don't know if he can hear me.
Oh, right now?
Yeah, right now. Yeah, he's at the game now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's working. You'll see Charlotte against Wake Forest. I don't know if he had an update. He was giving us updates, but I guess he's just doing his thing, and he's working on location. Listen, I don't have anything. It's just me and Ryan right now. I don't have anything heavy. Hey, make sure you check out the interview with Matt Rossetti that we did last night. It's on YouTube as we can speak. We had him on. Me and DA talked to him for about an hour, and we just talked about he's an entrepreneur. He's a sports entrepreneur. He owns a couple of soccer teams in Europe, and he owns Brooklyn FC in Brooklyn, New York. The women's and the men's. The men's will start playing, I believe he was saying next year or in the World Cup year. And the women have already started playing. I think the women are 4-0. So all my Brooklyn people, make sure you check out Brooklyn FC. They play at Maimonides Park out there in Coney Island. And check them out, man. So Pod Shots is only me and Ryan. I'll give it to Ryan. Ryan, what you got for us tonight, man, before we get on out of here, man?
Sorry I didn't have my camera on, man. But yeah, man, short show for me. Man, and again, man, appreciate the consistency, bro. Much love.
That's what we aim to do, be consistent. One of my mentors in this game, he told me when I first started, he says, hey, when you go look for your favorite TV show and it's not on, what people usually do, they say, damn, it's not on tonight. He said, well, that's how you got to kind of do this, man. So got to be consistent, man. And Ryan always been saying that since even before he was a member with us. And he knows the game because he's in it, man. So yeah, consistency is key. Nobody won't take you seriously if you're not consistent. So, and that's anything in life, I believe. Got to be consistent, man. But nothing heavy. I gave my spiel about that. Make sure you enjoy a wonderful, wonderful sports weekend, whatever you do. And we're going to get on out of here. So listen, on behalf of myself, I'm Kevin L. Warren, for Ryan, for Dan, for D-Dubs, for the DA, for the Angry One, and Mike Mills. Yo, this is the Sports Chasers podcast. Y'all be good. Y'all be blessed. Hey, man, have a great weekend. Talk to y'all later. Peace.
Peace.
That's a wrap for today's episode of the Sports Chasers podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and your favorite podcast platforms, and connect with us on all social media channels for exclusive content and updates. We'd also love for you to join the conversation, share your thoughts, and become part of the Sports Chasers community. And remember to tune in next time for some more real sports talk. Until then, stay frosty.